So it's my pleasure to introduce our main speaker, Morgan DiGiorgio. She's a Beyond Mail expert with 17 years of professional experience in various business sectors, where she's positioned in several leadership roles in business development, operations, marketing, and sales. She's also a subject matter expert for marketing solutions that help drive response and results. So without further ado, Morgan.
Thank you so much. I'm super excited to present to everybody today. We have so many different product and service offerings that are driving value for our clients. And so we're really going to focus and hone in on a very specific product today called Beyond Mail. But before we get into the product, since we're always trying to add and drive more value for our clients, I'd like to talk a little bit more about what is effective in marketing. So especially in the current climate, I know we're all sick of hearing about COVID. I know that I am, but it did change a lot of things, and we've all done a very good job at recovering through that, staying resilient, and keeping our businesses going. And one of the most integral parts to that is marketing, right? Because nobody is going to wake up in the morning and say, oh, I need XYZ, and I know just where I'm going to get it from, right? So we need to be marketing, whether it's new products and services to our existing clients, or whether it's trying to prospect for new business or getting our marketing messages and awareness out about products and services to new prospects. So marketing is super important to our business's survival. And in the current time and space, direct marketing is more important now than ever before. Being able to trim the fat off of all of our marketing and get a very specific message into the hands of the right people, the people that are the most likely to respond, is very important for the highest utilization of our marketing budget and, of course, our ROI. Now, one of the most effective and powerful direct marketing tools is direct mail marketing, which I'm a huge advocate of, and I'll get on my soapbox about a few times during this presentation. But it's just a phenomenal marketing tool and a great way to deliver a very specific message to a very specific audience. So knowing who our niche market is or who we should be marketing to is probably one of the most important things in our marketing strategy. In fact, 65% of marketing is who you're marketing to. If we're delivering a message, it could be the best deal in the world, right? To somebody that has absolutely zero interest in what we're marketing, we're not going to get a good response. And we're very good here at acquiring lists of people that are extremely likely to provide a very high response to your direct marketing. We specialize in that. And if you're not sure what your target audience looks like or who your current customers are or what they look like, we can help you with a customer analysis as well, which is really important. Knowing who's already doing business with you helps you understand who you should be continuing to market to and increasing your outreach to. Tracking is super important. I need to know where every single one of my marketing dollars is being spent and how it's performing for me. And I would like to know that in real time because information changes very rapidly. And so it's very important to have a really good grasp on that. I need to know what things are performing well and maybe what things are performing subpar so that I can make changes. There's no perfect science in marketing. Okay, so there's a lot of trial and error and changes that need to be made when we're marketing until we can really find a sweet spot that we can see what's working really well. And then with industry changes and as things change and evolve, our marketing needs to change and evolve. So I need to have keen insight into what's going on with my marketing and my ROI and how it's performing. Being in it for the long haul, marketing is a marathon. It is not a sprint. Okay, repetition and consistency is super integral to marketing success. Now, I'm not saying that you're not going to get a good response from a one and done direct mail campaign, but you're really just scratching the surface of the kind of results that you can get with repetitious and consistent direct marketing. There's so many variables that come into play in terms of considering when someone is going to make a decision to convert, and you want to create as many opportunities for that serendipitous moment so that when they're ready to convert, your marketing message is right in front of them. And in order to do that, we need to get in front of them a few times. And even more importantly, the reason we need to get in front of them a few times is because along with us, a lot of other people are getting in front of them numerous times. Really hard to believe and imagine, but statistically on average, an individual sees over 2,900 marketing messages a day. And some recent data has even suggested that people are seeing even in excess of 4,900 marketing messages a day. So our marketing needs to stand out from the crowd. We need to impinge, get in front of them, create brand awareness, and do so in as many instances as possible so that they do convert, or they recognize our brand, or they remember our offer. But above all, so that we're standing out in this huge sea of messages that they're seeing every single day. Now, in times of, maybe a restricted marketing budget, or when we're looking to cut costs, a lot of time, a first instinct would be to go to email marketing. Now, email marketing is good and it has its time and its place. And it's a great marketing tool to use as an add-on or an integration into a marketing solution that's encompassing multiple marketing channels. I would never suggest this as a standalone marketing strategy to prospect for new business. And I'm sure that I probably wouldn't have to sway everybody on this webinar very hard if you just took a moment and you thought about how you actually in your personal life or everyday business respond to email marketing. Delete, 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 delete. I mean, if something's not getting my attention or I'm not waiting for it, hey, there's some companies that I do business with on a regular basis, right? I'm waiting for that 20% off coupon to buy. I'm waiting for it. I know it's coming. Those are the type of emails that I'm paying attention to. So it's a really great channel to engage existing clients and customers. And it's also a great way to add on or enhance other marketing, but I would never suggest that you just do standalone email marketing and that's all you do. Probably not going to achieve the best response from that. So a lot of times, when I'm really hammering down on the efficacy of direct mail marketing, I have conversations with our clients about cost. And I really perceive direct mail to be a pretty significant cost. Well, when you're looking at the cost of your marketing, I really want to strongly encourage you to look at the response rate that you're getting from your marketing as well. Because with a lot of these other less costly channels, you have to do exponentially more of them to achieve the same response rates that you would from some direct mail marketing tactics. Is it really more expensive? I mean, not really when you're looking at response rates. But notwithstanding that, it's really not about direct mail versus digital or one channel versus another. It's really more about finding the perfect suite of channels that you can utilize so that you can take advantage of the power of all of them and you can get a good response that way. So direct mail is a very powerful tool. It does achieve a median ROI of around 29% compared to online display of 16%. All ages are welcome. I think there's a huge misconception that only maybe an age demographic pays attention to a response to direct mail, which is just not true. The younger generations respond very well in highly direct mail. In fact, they love getting direct mail. They're like, I'm adulting, I have mail in my mailbox. But the one really significant thing about it is that 92% of direct mail is opened. I mean, I can tell you that I look at 100% of my residential mail. And, just a real quick story, I got on a call the other day with a prospect and, she was very combative to boot and said, listen, if this has anything to do with direct mail, I'm not interested. Don't even waste your time. I throw every single piece of direct mail that I get out and I only use email marketing and I'm just not interested. And I was like, okay, well, I respect that. And I appreciate the open communication line and, being respectful of my time, but, can I just ask you a few questions? And she was like, sure. And I asked her, do you by any chance remember any of the companies that you received the direct mail from, or do you remember any of the offers that were on them? And she said, well, yeah, I do. And she started naming them off. And then I asked her if she remembers any of the companies or the emails or their offers that were deleted from her email box. And she said, well, no, I don't. Good point. and you can show me the product. So, you know, we might, if we discard it, we're still looking at it, we're still getting an impression. It's making an impression. Direct mail is tangible, it's opened, and it is also perceived as a very trustworthy form of communication. This is probably one of my favorite articles. Very rarely does someone that's in charge of the bottom line or overall sales really give key insight into what specifically occurred that caused such a reduction in sales. However, Eric Nordstrom completely fell on his sword and said, listen, we had loyalty customers. They were consistently making purchases from us. We utilized direct mail to reach them about our loyalty program. And I thought, I'm going to save us money. I'm going to cut out our direct mail marketing to our loyalty customers. And unfortunately, it led to a huge reduction in foot traffic in their stores and overall a huge reduction and negative impact in their sales. So, you know, it wasn't something that he anticipated. But it is something that occurred just from removing that marketing channel. So I was talking a little bit before about how important repetition and consistency is. And Bed Bath & Beyond is probably the best example I can think of repetition in direct mail. Every single time that I receive this postcard, it's exactly the same. The offer is the same, the color's the same, the size is the same, and it always shows up in my mailbox. I can anticipate that. So it's recognizable. I know what the offer is, and it's a good offer, 20% off, right? That's pretty significant. Integrating personalization into the user journey is really great at increasing the response to your marketing. People want to feel important. They want to be marketed to about past or previous purchase history, even browsing history, things that they've been looking at online. They want to be called by name. And it's really remarkable what we can do with direct mail and our technology that we have in print pretty cost effectively, where with variable data, we can personalize individual direct mail pieces through larger runs. So you have an opportunity to take advantage of this personalization in your direct mail marketing. Integrating video into your customer journey is a really successful tactic as well. YouTube has one of the highest number of user audiences of all platforms, and it is 100% video. So if you're doing social media marketing, instead of using a still ad, opt for a short video. You can achieve about a 1.84% response rate with video as opposed to around a 0.007% click-through with a still ad. So really big increase in response just from making a shift in the type of messaging that you're using through certain platforms. Also, ensuring that we're marketing the right message to our target audience. So we know who our niche is. We want to use a direct marketing tactic to deliver something to them. And I want to strongly encourage you to market to them about what your unique selling proposition is. What's making you different from your competitors? Why would they want to do business with you as opposed to somebody else? Maybe you're more expensive, but you provide more value. Tell them about that. Give them the reason to do business with you and make sure that we get that message in our prospects and our current customers' hands. Market segmentation. So, really knowing who we're marketing to and the message that we want to get into is the hands of the right people, right? We need to make sure that we are taking all of the components of what's successful in marketing and we're employing them. But this is the highest and most successful action here is marketing to the right people, right? Engaging and triggering emotion is huge. The number one emotion that triggers a response is actually fear. I'm not talking about, like Michael Myers Halloween horror movie fear, but I'll tell you one thing that gets me every time is I'm shopping online and there's something I really want and there's that little thing flashing. It's like, only one left. I don't know. I mean, are they being honest? I'm not sure, but it probably gets me every time because if it's something I really want, I'm going to buy it because I have the fear of missing out, right? It may not be available if I wait until next Friday to buy it. Limited time offer, right? Put an expiration date. on your offers, causing people to act now rather than later because they have fear of missing out on a really good offer. So we've talked a lot about what is effective in marketing, different types of successful actions that we can use in our marketing strategy. But why we're here today is to really hone in on a very specific marketing solution called Beyond Mail. And it is an omni-channel marketing solution that is an enhanced direct mail marketing campaign. We take a really powerful, impactful tool such as direct mail marketing. We utilize that as the vehicle, and then we integrate digital technologies into the direct mail to repeat the exact same message that is going out on your direct mail in as many instances as possible to the direct mail recipients. So repeating that message over and over through multiple channels, getting a lot of additional impressions to your audience, causing that branding, that messaging, that offer to impinge, and helping to create all of those opportunities where they can convert and engage in business with you. Now, this product is solely an enhancement to your direct mail. It is not meant to replace any of your existing digital marketing. In fact, that is really the last thing on this earth that we want to do. We just want to provide you with the top of the line, highest response yielding direct mail marketing solution that there is. And that's exactly what Beyond Mail does. Now, do we have clients that utilize this as, an ad agency in a box? Absolutely. But its primary purpose and sole function is to get you better results on your direct mail marketing. So how exactly does this work? Well, statistically, we know that 80% of sales, conversions, donations are occurring between the 8th and the 12th contact. So this product will get you up into the contact margins where conversion is taking place. So instead of just getting one really powerful, impactful impression with just a direct mail piece, we're going to turn that one impression into 8 to 16 impressions. And as a result of doing that, we typically get about a 23 to 46% lift in results over just a traditional standalone direct mail campaign. Now, probably one of our clients' favorite part about this program is cost, because we drive all of this additional value very inexpensively. For a few cents per mail piece, we're driving 8 to 16 touches total instead of one, a 23 to 46% lift in response. So you're achieving a pretty powerful response very cost effectively. And honestly, that's what everybody wants, right? We take 7 technologies, we bundle them together. They work in synergy to drive those 8 to 16 touches. And a really neat part about it too is that we transparently provide access to a dashboard where you can log in and track in real time the results of this entire campaign as it's running. So a little bit about how these technologies work individually. The first one we call Social Match. This is a one-to-one direct marketing approach, just like your direct mail. We take your direct mailing list, we find the Facebook and Instagram accounts of the people on that list, and we specifically serve up ads to those people starting on your mail date. So they're seeing the ads for a few days before the direct mail hits their mailbox. So it's starting to warm them up to it, makes them more likely to respond when they get it. But then they're also seeing the ads for a few days after they receive it, reminding them about that direct mail and to respond and convert to that offer, that messaging they received. Now on the dashboard, we report the number of accounts we reached, the number of ads we displayed to those accounts, and the number of times that those ads were clicked. You can also drill down into the demographic information of the audience. You can filter by male, female, and age groups. So specifically, does my creative align with the audience that I'm marketing to? Well, if not, let me change my creative so it's more relevant to my audience so that I can get a better response. And so that's one of the ways we can use the data we're seeing in these dashboards to continuously improve our marketing campaigns. We are also going to track your mail. We put a barcode on the direct mail. We track it as it goes through the mail stream. And then we give you visibility into when your mail is going to be delivered. You can see the percentage of your mail that's been delivered. You can see when certain quantities are projected to be delivered, when they're confirmed as being delivered. And that's fantastic. If you're using email with direct mail, which is a very successful marketing tool, or you would like to add that on, or as an add-on to running a Beyond Mail campaign, you can more appropriately time your emails to hit when the direct mail is showing up in the mailbox. So now we're creating synergy with our other marketing channels we're utilizing as well. You can also see very granularly each individual direct mail recipient, the date it was mailed and date it was delivered. Now, if you've got a super gung-ho aggressive sales team that wants to start dialing for dollars, they can pick up the phone and follow up with people after they've received the direct mail. Very aggressive, but very effective. And it is way better than a cold call. Hey, I'm calling to follow up on XYZ. You should have received it the other day. Wanted to see if you had any questions, and did you notice we're giving free estimates? We've got some time available on Thursday. Could we have an opportunity to come out? We also utilize a mail-centric technology called informed delivery. If you are doing direct mail marketing and you're not using informed delivery, you are doing yourself a disservice. This is an unbelievable technology that people are so super highly engaged in. It gives you an opportunity to turn an offline marketing channel into something that can also be checked digitally. So everyone signed up for informed delivery. They actually sign up for this through United States Postal Service, so a federally trusted service that they actually signed up for. In the morning, they get an email or a mobile notification that shows them all of the mail that's going to be in their mailbox later that day. So when we opt a mailing into informed delivery, it moves it to the top. It's the first thing that they see. So they don't have to scroll below. It's the first thing they see, boom, when they open their email. And then we embed a full color clickable ad right underneath. So they can click on it and go right over to your website. This has an average daily open rate of 68%. That is astronomical. You would be lucky to achieve maybe an 18% open rate on an email marketing campaign to a house list. And it also achieves around a 4 to 11% click-through rate. So really tremendous statistics, great opportunity to get an additional impression and engagement in front of your audience. We do report the number of emails sent, emails opened, and ads clicked. And probably later this year, we'll also start reporting on who actually got the email, opened it, and clicked on the ad, driving more value so you know specifically who you want to follow up with first. We also have a call tracking integration where we assign a local or a toll-free number that rings over to a line of your choosing. We show you how many calls came in so you can quantify the results. And we also record the calls for quality assurance. So a sales manager or call center manager can drill down into these calls and see how the leads are being managed. But my favorite part about it is all the valuable data we capture. So telephone number of the person calling in, who they are, their address, is it a cell number, a landline, a business line, and demographic data. This is so valuable. You can export this via CSV for import into a CRM. And now you've got access to people's cell phone numbers. So once you run those through the do not call registry, you can follow up with your prospects. We are also building out a text integration feature that should roll in about 90 days, where you can use an offer code that someone can text the offer code and receive a coupon, a discount, a link to a webinar, a registration page, and we'll also track their data in the dashboard in the same way as if they called. Okay. So online follow-up, this is Google. We run 2 services on Google. The first thing we do is we take your mailing list, we target radiuses around the zip codes on the list, and we use keywords and key phrases and search and browsing history so that we can display ads to the direct mail recipients when able to be identified, in addition to additional relevant leads. So we're casting a much broader net digitally here than we are with just your direct mail, driving a ton of other leads to your site by displaying ads to them all throughout the Google Ad Display Network. This is also another opportunity to grab the attention of a direct mail recipient as they're online. And this is going to drive them over to your website. But not just this, all of your marketing is going to drive people to your website. MIT did a study and they show that 90% of people go online when they respond to marketing. Well, I don't really need a study to know that because I know how I respond to marketing. And whether I see a billboard, I get a direct mail piece, a friend of mine tells me about something, the first thing I do is I Google it and I go to the website. Even if I see an ad on social media or Google, oh, let me Google and find out more information about this company, this product, this service, right? And 96% of people, unfortunately, once they get there, will leave without converting, without letting you know they're interested, without filling out a web form so you can follow up with them. They go to your website, they poke around, and they leave. And if they're like me, they probably go to 3, 4, 5, 6 of your competitors because they want to see what other businesses out there are providing the same products, services, what their price points are, their reputation. I mean, I could spend 20 minutes on Amazon looking at 10 different sellers of the same product, reading reviews and stuff, right? This is how we shop. We have access to a lot of information. This is how we make decisions to engage in business with companies, whether we're going to contribute monies at the end of the year to nonprofits. You know, is the organization reputable? Have they published their tax documents? You know, this is how people respond. So very important that once they get to your site, by responding to the direct mail, informed delivery, Google, social, that we re-engage them. So when they get there, they will pick up a cookie and we will continue to display ads to them all throughout the Google Ad Display Network, giving them all of those additional opportunities to convert and engage in business with you, driving them away from competitors and back over to your site. Now, on your dashboard, you will see how many ads we displayed and how many clicks for the front-loaded portion. And then on the back end, you will see how many people we are following, how many ads have been displayed, and how many times the ads have been clicked. We are also going to continue to engage with anybody that went to the site through their Facebook and Instagram accounts. So showing those ads through their news feeds and re-engaging them and getting the messaging back in front of them through those platforms as well. And we report the number of people we're following, the number of times we displayed ads to them, and the number of times that the ads were clicked. LeadMatch. So last but not least, okay, I talked a lot about how integral it is to be marketing to the right people. And I mean, like I said, we're experts in acquiring lists of people that will deliver a very high response rate to our marketing. But LeadMatch takes this up quite a few levels. There's nowhere that you can buy a list of people that are interested in your products and services right now. Except with LeadMatch, you can. We will give you a pixel that you can put on your website. When someone goes to your website, we identify who they are. We provide a 95% accurate residential address for them. We will tell you the top 5 URLs they visited so you know what they're interested in or what to market to them about. And then we'll tell you how interested they are because you'll know the average duration of time they spent on the website, right? So building you one of the most viable marketing lists there are. And you can use this as a standalone product to build a list. But when it's coupled with a direct mail campaign, after we identify unique website visitors, we'll tell you how many people match back to the mailing list, okay? And so now you know who you want to focus on right now. The people that are most likely to buy or engage in business with you right now. Now, I know you heard me say that we give you a 95% accurate residential address. Legally, that is all we can give you. However, we have a lot of clients that append other data to this after they pull down the leads. Names were available, email, phone. There's a campaign right now for a bank that's only has the code on their home equity line of credit page. So after they pull this down, they append, do they own a single family home, income information, right? And then they, okay, out of these 20,000, I want to mail to these 10,000 because I think they're the most qualified. This is more worth my time and money, right? You can also filter your purchases by city, state, zip, and also date range. So maybe you just want like the most last 7 days leads. You can do that. This is an actual campaign. So just to talk about how effective this is, improving the efficacy of direct mail. They got 5 calls, okay? Without LeadMatch and seeing that 945 people actually went to the website, they probably would have been asking for a refund, right? 5 calls is not impressive on 38,376 pieces. Now, I'm not looking at the nuts and bolts of the campaign here. Maybe there wasn't a strong call to action to call. I don't know. Maybe the list wasn't good. The creative was bad. I don't know. I'd have to pick it apart. But what I can tell you is that I know 945 people from the mailing list went to the site, right? And that's how people respond to marketing anyway. I mean, before I pick up the phone and call, I'm going to go to your website, right? And now I can see, well, I mean, that's at minimum a 2.5% response rate to my direct mail. And we didn't even identify 100% of web traffic. So really great to know, hey, I guess this is working, right? So most businesses utilize digital retargeting. I mean, almost everybody has that incorporated into their marketing strategy, but very rarely do people utilize retargeted direct mail. So I go to a website because I saw something on social media and I'm like, oh, I probably need to buy another thing that I don't need, that I do this, I don't know, 50 times a week. And I go onto this website and it's in my cart. And I decide, you don't really need this, Morgan. So I go to leave and a little box pops up and it says, wait, 10% off if you buy now, right? And I think that's not really good enough. So I leave. Well, a few days later, I get a direct mail piece in the mail with 20% off and a picture of that item. Well, now you're talking, okay? Now I come back to the website, I buy the item and I probably buy 2. And that's how retargeted direct mail helps increase conversion, drive people back to your site to convert. Now, we see about a 9 to an 18% response rate when we mail to the people that are going to your website. Makes sense. I mean, it's the right person at the right place and at the right time, right? And this is a statistic that's being carried across over 260 different industries. So it's not specific to, a certain brand, business. It just works, right? Because it beholds everything that works in marketing. Now, what about B2B? So you hear me saying I'm going to give you a residential address. Well, let's say that I'm responsible for employing XYZ solution at my company. I go to your website looking for it. You identify me. You get a residential address for me. You send me a direct mail piece with an offer on it. So now I'm interested in you as opposed to the 5 or 6 other providers that I've been looking at. You're able to bypass any gatekeepers. You don't have to get past my receptionist or the office manager, or what if I'm working from home? And you can deliver that message right to me, right? And now I can convert, employ the solution I need, and do so cost effectively with the offer that you sent me. 47% of marketing respondents said that retargeted direct mail increased conversion rates, and 60% said it increased ROI. And not just ROI on any marketing or your direct mail marketing, but your ROI on all of your marketing across the board. Because remember, when people respond to marketing, they're going to your website. So the money that you're paying for your email marketing or your billboards or radio or TV or whatever it might be, they're all going to your website. 96% of them aren't letting you know they're there. We're identifying them. You can suppress against converted business, and you can send the rest an offer and help them drive over into converting, just push that needle over, and now increase your ROI in all of your marketing across the board. This is a great tool for nonprofit and fundraising, right? We're typically marketing to past or previous donors, but those lists get saturated, and not to be morbid, but people pass away, right? So we always have to be increasing our donor pool. And using this pixel on your website is a great way to identify new people that are interested in your cause. They may be interested in volunteering, so maybe they're, likely to make a monetary donation, and you can incorporate these people in your next appeal. So we've talked today about an omni-channel marketing approach, right? Delivering the same message over and over through multiple channels so that we can get the response, that conversion. Couple case studies. This is a nonprofit. I like this. It was impressive because they did small mailings, 3 drops of 5,000, 1 of 7,600. By their third mailing, they had sent out 15,000 pieces. Okay. They got 591,429 displays. So we want to get them 8 to 16 touches. They got 39 touches. Okay. They just paid the same few cents per mail piece, right? Doesn't matter if you have 100,000 ad displays, 1 million, it's a fixed front-loaded cost. You're not getting a bill later, for $4 per click. So 39 impressions per mail piece. Well, okay, great. What does that amount to, right? Well, first mailing, nothing, that great. I mean, a 5.6% increase in revenue generated. But the second and third mailers, 100% increase in revenue generated over year prior. That's great. Probably a lot better than you ever would anticipate or could ask for. This is a higher education case study. And this is impressive because we're not talking about buying a pair of shoes here. Okay, we're talking about a $25,000, $50,000 cycle, right? And they used Beyond Mail. They got 53% increase in total deposits, 26% increase in students admitted to deposits. And astoundingly, they pulled down their leads, they mailed to them, and they added Beyond Mail onto that. And they got a 25% response rate to that direct mail retargeting campaign. That's unbelievable, right? So very high performing results from an industry that is asking for quite a bit, right? Probably another really neat feature about this is that in addition to getting a lot of additional value, you can also save money. This program, Beyond Mail, specifically qualifies for 2% off postage discounts through USPS. So when you add Beyond Mail onto your direct mail campaign, you can also get 2% off postage. So, fantastic platform. As you can see, we're integrating a lot, and we're doing so very cost effectively. And the whole point is to get you about a 23 to 46% lift in response over traditional direct mail. So I'd like to open it up for questions. I'm sure that was probably like drinking from a fire hose. But if anybody has any questions, be happy to answer them. Of course, we would love an opportunity to discuss your marketing plan individually with you because it also is very unique to each person.
Well, thank you, Morgan. That was great stuff. Do we have any questions? If so, please raise your hand and I'll unmute you.
Okay, so I see a question here. How long do I have access to all the data that is collected from these programs? Well, really, we'll give you access to your dashboard and you have access to it for as long as you'd like. After the campaign ends, we don't strip it from you. So you can always go back and reference it. So,
Morgan, we also have another question. What size company budget is ideal for Beyond Mail?
Yeah, I get asked a lot, what mailing quantity, what budget. We've done really small mailers, and we also do really large mailers for large Fortune 500 companies. So it's more about, is direct mail marketing working for you, or what's been working for you in the past? And we want to take that and enhance it with the product. But I'd really, we'd like the opportunity to talk a little bit more with you about your existing marketing strategies, because I'm sure that there's ways that, we can work to deploy or provide you with an actual marketing solution. But there's no limit. It's not like, hey, you really should, spend this to get that, or anything like that. So good question.
So Mike Santini, do you have a question?
I do. I'm wondering why the USPS offers a 2% postage discount. There's got to be something in this that they're feeling is streamlining their process or helping them in some way, that they're giving a discount. They don't just give up money for no reason.
Sure. Yeah. And so the reason why is because it makes direct mail marketing more effective. People get better results on direct mail when they use it. So they buy more direct mail, they send more direct mail, which means more postage and more business going through USPS.
So Morgan, is there an industry that is also ideal for Beyond Mail? I know you mentioned it before, the company and budget.
Yeah, no, not really. It's just, if direct mail marketing works for you, this is a good product for you, right? It's just going to enhance what you're already doing. This program has worked well for over 260 different industries. I can't say that there's any one in particular I say this works better for. It does seem a lot of feedback that I'll get is, hey, this seems like it's more for B2C than B2B. But I just think that it works differently for B2B. We have to think about business owners as being individuals, right? A lot of times people say, well, gosh, I'd rather be on LinkedIn. And it is something that we're looking into rolling out sometime next year. But, on average, people spend about 22 minutes a day on LinkedIn as opposed to a couple of hours a day on social media. Right. And so a business owner is an individual, and it's still a great opportunity to get your message in front of them and engage them. And also, when I was talking about LeadMatch, I mean, what a great way to really identify the actual decision maker and get a message right in front of them where they'll receive it. So.
Okay. Do you have any other questions, anyone? If not, I would like to thank Morgan for a great presentation and webinar, and we'll make sure to get a copy of the webinar to all the attendees. Well, thank you, and have a great day, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.